Your phone buzzes. It's Mark. Group chat. A photo of a brand new truck. Lifted, gleaming, parked outside his parents' house for the holidays. 12 reactions in 2 minutes. Fire emojis. Let's go, man. You don't react. You're 3 days away from a transfer you've never told anyone about. $300 gone before you even feel it. Mark thinks you're the one falling behind. He has no idea you already won. Tonight isn't about who has the nicer truck or the bigger paycheck. It's about one decision, small, boring, almost invisible, that splits two people who start in the exact same place. One of them ends up free, the other ends up running forever just to stay still. Stick with me because by the end, you'll know exactly which one you are. You're 23. You just got hired at a distribution warehouse outside Columbus. $19 an hour, time and a half on weekends. Mark starts the same week. Same forklift cert, same break room, same paycheck, almost to the cent. First payday, Mark walks out and orders new rims before the money even clears. You walk out and open something nobody in that warehouse has ever mentioned out loud, a brokerage account. You drop in $40. 3 index funds you read about on a 15-minute lunch break. $40 looks like nothing. It feels like nothing. 6 months later, Mark's making truck payments. You're making a payment to a version of yourself you haven't met yet. Same paycheck. 2 completely different rivers. You don't tell anyone what you're doing. There's nothing impressive to tell. A number that small doesn't earn you a reaction in any group chat. You're 25 now. You get a raise, $1 an hour. Mark gets the same raise and upgrades the truck's sound system before his next paycheck even lands. You set yours to auto-transfer the same week it hits your account before you can think twice about it. You never decide to save it. You just never let yourself see it long enough to spend it. At work, somebody starts a rumor that you're tight with money. Cheap. You hear it secondhand and you let it sit there unanswered. Correcting it would mean explaining a number you're not ready to say out loud. Not because it's big, because it's the only thing in your life that's actually working, and you're terrified that saying it out loud will jinx it. You don't know it yet, but 4 years from now, one ordinary Tuesday in a parking lot is going to settle this whole question. Not yet though, you're 26. Mark gets invited to be best man at a wedding. You get invited too as a groomsman. The group chat splits the suit rental, the bachelor trip, the gift fund. Your share comes to $600 in 1 month. You pay it without blinking, then quietly cut your transfer in half for 8 weeks to cover the gap. Nobody at that wedding knows you did math like that. They just see you laughing in photos, holding a drink, looking exactly as fine as everyone else. That's the part nobody tells you about this path. It doesn't excuse you from life. It just means you're solving 2 problems at once, while everyone else is only solving 1. You're 27, Mark's at a cookout, truck backed into the yard like a trophy. Someone asks what you're doing with your money these days. You say you're saving. They ask for what? You say later. They laugh, not meanly. Just the way people laugh at an answer that doesn't sound like a real plan. A house, a wedding, a boat. Those are real plans. Later sounds like nothing. You drive home that night feeling smaller than your bank account should allow. For the first time, you wonder if discipline is actually just a nicer word for missing out. You're 28. The market drops hard for 3 straight weeks. Every finance page you follow is screaming. You watch your number fall further than it's ever fallen, and your stomach drops with it. Mark doesn't even notice. His money was never in anything that could fall. For a few days, you almost envy that. Almost. Then the market does what it's always done. It climbs back, and then a little higher than before. Nobody claps for that either. You just quietly notice you didn't panic sell a single dollar. You're 29. You're lying in bed scrolling truck listings at 2 in the morning, the way other people scroll vacation photos. Your thumb hovers over apply for financing. You imagine backing it into a driveway. You imagine just once being the one with the reaction flooded photo. It would cost you 6 years of $40 deposits in about 4 payments, you know that. For 30 seconds, you don't care. You just want to feel like you're winning something, the way Mark always looks like he's winning everything. You close the app. You don't open it again. Before I tell you what happened next, drop a comment below. What's one quiet money habit you started that absolutely nobody else knows about? I read every single one of these, and I want to know I'm not the only one who's done this in silence. You're 30 now, and the number in that account has stopped looking small. It's not life-changing. It's not a number you'd post anywhere. But it's the first time you've ever checked your balance and felt calm instead of careful. You don't tell Mark. You don't tell anyone. You just notice it quietly, the way you'd notice the weather changing. Then the decision gets made for both of you at once. The warehouse cuts overtime company-wide. Mark's hours drop the same week his truck payment is due. He misses it, then he misses the next one. 3 months later, the truck gets repossessed off the same street where he once parked it for that cookout, in front of the same people who watched him roll in. You lose overtime too. Same hit, same paycheck shrinking. But your transmission goes out that winter. An $1,100 repair that would have ended most people's month. You pay it from the account nobody's ever asked about and you don't feel a thing. No panic, no phone call to your parents, just a number going down a little, then climbing back up on its own the way it always has. Mark calls you that week, not to brag, to ask if you can spot him $300 until Friday. You don't say anything cruel, you just send it. And for the first time, you understand something nobody told you at 23. The $40 was never about getting rich. It was about never having to make the phone call Mark just made. Here's the part almost nobody says clearly enough. Paying yourself first isn't a savings tip. It's a head start that compounds in the dark, while everyone else is compounding debt in the light. Every dollar that leaves your account before you can spend it is a dollar that stops needing your willpower. You're not fighting temptation every payday, you remove the fight entirely. That's the whole trick. Not discipline, distance. The truck always wins the parking lot. It never wins the decade. One of them is a feeling that fades the second you turn the engine off. The other is a number that quietly forgives every bad month you'll ever have. You're 31 now. Mark's truck, the new one, financed again, is parked outside your place. He's on your couch, holding the coffee you made him, asking how you actually did it. You think about the $40, the cookout, the 2 in the morning, you almost gave it all up for a sound system and a payment plan you'd still be making today. You tell him the truth. Nobody noticed for 7 years. Not your coworkers, not your family, not even Mark. That was never the failure. That was the entire plan working exactly the way it was supposed to. You didn't win by out-earning him. You won by simply refusing to let your money show up to a competition it didn't need to enter. Maybe you're the one with $40 going somewhere quiet right now. Maybe you're the one with your thumb hovering over apply for financing tonight. Nobody's going to clap for either choice. But in 7 years, one of them is going to be sitting on a couch asking how the other one did it. If this hits something in you, hit subscribe. I'm telling stories like this every week. The quiet ones nobody else is willing to tell. I'll see you in the next one.